Right, hello and welcome back to the channel. We're currently in the midst of a heat wave. As you'll have seen from my last video, I was away at the weekend, went down to Wales, see the kids, and I really appreciate all the comments from people saying, oh, it's good to see you just going and having a breakaway and this, that and the other. And a lot of people asked about the tent box that is on the roof of the van. Now, I'm in no way affiliated with Tent Box. Let's get that out of the way to start with. If you're interested in it, it's not plumbing related, but if you're interested in that sort of thing and you want me to do a video on what it is, how much it was, how it fits, how it works, how it opens out, the size of it, etc, etc, let me know in the comments and I'm more than happy to do a video on that if people are interested in it, because that weekend was just the first weekend of giving it a go, and yeah, it worked really well. So yeah, appreciate all the nice comments I got off the back of that. However, I'm going away in a week's time to Greece, so I'm trying to backlog a bit of content for that. Anyway, what else have we got to say? Right, tonight's video is, again, I'm catching up on a lot of jobbing stuff that has been in the pipeline for a while. We had the bathroom renovations in and I had to sort of backlog a few of them, but I'm now getting through them. So tonight's video is switching a shower over, taking a thermostatic mixer shower off. Relatively straightforward swap. I'm sure we've all been there and done it. Water off, switch it over. Because the centres are the same, 150 centres, I put a new Aqualeisure shower on. Aqualeisure, the shower of choice at the moment. Put that on, and also we go back to the job that I went and looked at probably 3 or 4 weeks ago, where we had to finish off a kitchen sink. Someone had tried to put a kitchen sink in and absolutely made a right meal of it, and the hot water, there's an issue turning the hot water off and stuff like that. So we've got that to come up. What else have we got to say? While I'm on the subject, as you can see up here, Unilite. If you're interested in any Unilites, everything's in the description below. Use my code MJTIFF at checkout for Unilite and you'll get 25% off the complete cost of your order. So yeah, save a few quid there. Also, this weekend is Building Careers live event put on by Build with A&E. If you don't follow Build with A&E on YouTube, go over and check out their channel. I'll put all the links in the description below. They've basically put together a show to help entice apprentices and people looking to get into the whole construction trade. So that show is on in Warwickshire this weekend. I think there's still tickets available. Students come for free, but there are tickets still available. Again, I'll put all the links down below in the description, but I'll be there along with a lot of the other sort of carpenters, builders, decorators, plasterers, electricians from YouTube and Instagram. Also as well, Mac from Smart Pipe Plumbing. If you don't follow Mac's channel, again, I'll bang a link back down below. And also Nath from Caprani Plumbing and Heating. I think he's attending as well. Maybe him and someone else, I'm not sure, but I'm sure Nath will be there. So what I will do while I'm there is I'll get some content, and what I'm going to try and do is get hold of both of them, hopefully at the same time, but possibly individually, and just do a bit of a chat with them and film it. So if you've got any questions for Nath at Caprani or Mac from Smart Pipe, pop it in the comment below, and when we're at the Building Careers live show at the weekend, I'll try and catch up with them, put the questions to them, and we'll go over like their YouTube channels and the content they're putting out, because everyone seems to be putting out different content. There seems to be a few plumbing channels popping up now with different styles of content. All the content is great. It just helps you lot as watchers, subscribers of these channels to gain more knowledge. So it's great that all these other channels are coming up. I started 18 months ago and built my channel up, so all we can do is help build other people's channels up as well. I think that's enough waffle for now. So enjoy the video. If you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We've just tipped over 17,000, so thank you to everybody who supports the channel. We'll just keep going and keep going, and we've got some good stuff in the pipeline to come. So let's go on with tonight's video. Right, we've got a fairly straightforward thermostatic mixer shower to switch out, because this one's playing up here and the body's, the temperature thing's a pain, and they just want it completely swapping out for what they've got in the other room, which funny enough I swapped as well, and it is Aqualeisure, sort of like the square style one. So we've got it all in there, got the water off, drained everything down. So we'll just begin to take this off, just unscrew it off the top there, a little grub screw. Take this off, take the head off, unscrew that off there, unbolt it there, and pop the new one on. Fairly straightforward because the centres are the same. So that's the riser off, the hand wand off. Just basically unscrewed it from the grub screw, as I said, took that off. So now just undo these nuts and we'll pull that off. Then I've loosened these. So like so that's off. Just make sure it's drained down in the shower so you're not dripping water everywhere. Yeah, so that's off. And then we'll take these shrouds off because we're replacing them with new ones. Wow. I didn't want any water getting behind there. So I'll just have a bit of a clean up in here on that side, and then we can get the new shrouds on and begin refitting the new mixer shower. So there we go, new shrouds are on, and then I'm just putting this, I put the washers in and the filter washers, and then we'll just screw this bar shower back on. Just hand tight it on at the minute to get it into position. Like so. I get my spanner, tighten them up, and then that's fixed, and in theory the water can go back on, but what I will do is wait until I've got the riser and everything back on before putting the water on. So that's the bracket up for the new riser. Above it is where the old one was, but we've got some grey silicone that we can just pop into there. So now with the riser rail, just pop it, just put it into the connection at the bottom, and then this top bit will, in theory, there we go, pop into there, and then you can just work out your distances off the wall to get it perfectly level and upright. And then you've got your 2 grub screws in there, tighten them up, 2 grub screws in there, tighten them up. Undo that, and you can lift the bar then to as high as you want it and put the head on it. Then it's a case of connecting the hand hose there, popping it in there. So we'll get all this done, we'll get it adjusted, get it tightened up, and get the water back on. So there we go, water's back on. Perfect. That's the hand wand, and then off we go. Just pop that there. There we go. There we go, another decent aqualeisure shower, mixer shower, complete direct replacement for what was in. A lot better, a lot more solid. And as I've said, unless the customer asks, I will be fitting aqualeisure showers now from now on, I think. Right, we're back at this property that I came to probably 2 or 3 weeks ago to look at sorting the issue out with the sink, repiping it and connecting it up. Now when I came out, we knew there was going to be a bit of an issue with the cold main and the hot pipe. Now I am really conscious because this has been wiggled around a little bit. I can't get to it, so what I'm going to do is get that clipped to the wall. Then I'm going to cut 2 full bore isolation valves into here, just so that I'm isolating this bit, and then I'm going to work back from there, level the pipes up, bring them down and get them into the back of the cupboard. Then I'm going to put 2 more full bore isolation valves within the cupboard, only for the fact that it's a really old property and we've just tried to shut the cold off and the hot off. We've got the hot draining down. Hopefully that's going to drain the tanks up in the roof that we can't get access to. Nightmare. So that I can cut an isolation in there. We'll turn the shore stop off. It turned this tap off, but that was still running. So we basically did some digging around. Went to the front of the house. No incoming main in the street. You know, it's a really old house. But out in the garden, of all places, we managed to find the incoming main in the back of the property. But as you can see, they're proper old houses. I think they're just old houses. So we're in there now, draining it down. I'm going to cut them 2 isolations in, then I can basically work from there So yes, we are doubling up the isolation valves, but the first two that are going in are just allowing me to work off them, level the pipes up, and then once they're in, we can then start redoing the back of the cupboard. But yeah, it's just sort of trying to find how to shut the cold off, because I've got my pipe freezer kit just in case we can't shut the hot off completely and I can freeze it, but hopefully we should be able to get it drained down. Right, so that's the cold cut off, ready to put that, as you can see, just there, full bore isolation valve onto it. So we'll get some paste in both sides. Right. Be interesting to see if it has turned his off or not. If it hasn't, then at least you know for future that it's fine. But it's just handy to know. So I've just disconnected the hot feed off there, turn this isolation valve on, which shows us that now this hot is drained down. So as I said, we'll cut it here, get that isolation on, and then we can turn the house back on and we can just work from them 2 points there. Right, so if we turn the hot off like so, that has given us now full isolation to this sink unit, which is what we've come to do. But they were the concerns. But what I'm going to do is clip them back, come off them, get them so they're running vertical down here into the back of the unit, just so it's a lot neater. So water's back on now to this point here, run some clips around. I'm going to bring the pipes down across, and I've drilled where I'm going to bring the hot and cold through there. But what I'm going to have to try and do is solder up there, just because it's a bit tight to get a sweat bend in. So we'll have a go at soldering up there. Shouldn't be a problem, just a little bit tricky, but it will just make it a lot neater here. And then we've got a bit of panelling just to put on there to cover that up, just to make it look a lot neater, because whoever's done it in the first place has attacked that with what looks to be an axe of some description. So we managed to get that soldered up, so that's the hot pipe poking through. As I said, we're going to bring it back up and then just set it up into that. I'm not going to straighten that out because I'm just wary of that fitting there. So we'll solder this up, do the same for the cold, and then we've got them both poking out into that sink unit, and we can work back from there. That's them connected into the existing feeds, and we've brought them up in here. What I'm going to do is put 2 drain offs on there, because we're going to put 2 more in cupboard isolation valves on there. It just means if ever we've got to shut it off, we can drain some water out of there, and it's not got a low point that the water's just going to sit in. So we'll get that done, and then we can get that board on the back of there just to tidy it up, and then we can just send it up, connect these 2 hot and colds for the tap. Tap's already in, sinks in, and then sort the waste out, and we'll have to come off. I hate push fit for some reason, never liked it, so we're going to come off here with a mechanical elbow into solvent weld and then connect the waste up. So that's the water on now. We've reconnected the dishwasher to that cold feed there. Them isolation valves are on, and as said, we've got the drain offs there in case we ever have to drain it down and can get the water out. 2 isolation valves there, because that dishwasher's going to be in there, and we put them on just so we could get the water back on quick enough. Connected up onto the tap. Obviously we didn't need a feed for the dishwasher because that's already in there. So what we'll do now, we'll get the waste in, get the overflow connected, and sort this trap out. So we'll get the strainers in. Right, so fortunately I didn't have to alter that. We've just got the box out to put the strainers in, and obviously it come with all the kit. So we've put the kit on and it's married up straight to the existing waste. So that's a bit of luck. So we're just tightening it up now. We'll get the water on and give it a test and see if it's all as it should be. So it looks okay. I was just a bit wary of, I'm always dubious of these style of traps and stuff. I just don't think they're great, but it does the job. It's what the customer's got. Now the hot on this property isn't great pressure anyway, but that's at all the taps. So hopefully it might pull a little bit through. All seems fine. So there we go.